Hi everyone, my name is Grace and welcome to this podcast of Gracie, the Kenyan Diaspora and Returnee. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, we're so glad that you've joined us. This podcast is a forum for discussing everything diaspora and life as a returnee. Today, I am joined by a former diaspora and current returnee. Her name is Anne Gaither. And I'm glad to have her because today we'll be talking about investments outside of real estate. Hi, Anne.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Thank you for joining me.
Welcome.
Right. So, Anne, I'd like us to just go straight into it.
Yes.
You are a former diaspora.
Yes.
And I'd like our audience to just hear your diaspora story. When did you go abroad? To what country? How long were you there? And what was it like?
Okay, wow, that was a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
So, as I said, my name is Anne Gaither, born and raised here in Nairobi, Kenya. And when I was 18, I got the chance to go to Los Angeles in California.
All right.
Dream come true.
Yeah,
Can you imagine?
California.
Yes. Dreaming. I mean, all the books that I read about Hollywood,
yes.
all the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was really into hip hop, so I love Tupac. So
yes,
West Side,
yes.
So it was really great. So at 18, left Kenya, went to the US to study. Yes, and so my journey there, went to college, went to a college called Santa Monica, then graduated from there, then went to do my bachelor's degree in California State University in Long Beach.
Wow.
You know, where we hear famous people go to school.
Yes.
Cameron Diaz, Steven Spielberg, you know, that whole Hollywood crowd. So it was a really great experience. I lived in Los Angeles for 14 years.
Oh, wow, yes.
And then I went to San Francisco to do my MBA in finance in the Bay Area, so up north.
Yes.
So in totality, I was in the US for 15 years.
Oh, all right.
Went when I was 18 and came back.
In your 30s.
Older,
yes.
In my 30s, just ready. Ready to come home. It was a dream that I always knew that I needed to come home based on what I was hoping to achieve in my lifetime.
Yes.
But let me just say it was an amazing experience going there. So I always advise people, if you get the chance to travel the world, do it. I did it when I was younger.
Yes.
And now I'm older, wiser, but back home.
So what did you like about it? Other than being in California, which is a beautiful state.
Yes.
And I imagine being near the Hollywood, you know, the celeb lifestyle is different. It encourages a different way of living, let's say, than people who live in the mountainside.
Yes.
So what did you like the most about being there?
I think what I loved about America, the culture of you can do it, you can make it. You know, the American dream.
Yes.
It's actually something that I keep trying to tell people in Africa. We should have the African vision. Like we know that if you work hard, that you can achieve.
Yes.
I think for me was that idea that things are not limited. There's abundance, there's opportunity. You can be who you're called to be. There was no restrictions. As long as you work hard and do the right thing, then things will happen. And so for me, being in that environment of being able to make choices that benefit you, live your best life, was I believe what I really loved about America. But on the other hand, I also realized it's not perfect.
Right, it's not. And
it's not
nowhere
a perfect experience.
Yes.
But you know, when you're young, you're just, like I said, you watch too many movies, read too many books. I love books. And music, it was always showing the beautiful side of America. And that's what I actually learned. Americans are good branders. They brand America as the land of milk and honey, and it's perfect. But then reality is different. But I learned that wasn't the truth there. It was imperfectly perfect, if I may say so, right? So there's all this thing of actually always trying to be better. So I think that was my experience in America, being young, understanding that things are not perfect, but you work towards getting things better. And that is something that I wish the world could take on, which is to say that give opportunities to everyone who wants to take up those opportunities.
Yes.
And I hope, and that's my sort of my plan or vision of what I'm working towards in Africa, to say the young people of Africa have the ability to be who they want to be here on the continent. We don't have to travel outside. Apart from getting that experience, we can live the best life here on the continent. So that's what I love.
Okay, that's cool. And I really like what you say, because it is true there. For example, when you go and you want to be, you know, just in sports, you can do sports and different kinds of sports. And your parents even start understanding it when you're young. So they won't push you into academics. Here, back in the day, I remember it's be a doctor, a lawyer, you know, like the options. And if school wasn't for you, you were made to believe that you won't be successful. So I like there that truly the American dream isn't just about home ownership, but it's whatever you want to do, just believe it and go for it. And you know, there's also something you've said that is so interesting, because for us, born in the 80s and earlier, we went to America because we believed as soon as we land, the money will start trickling in. Wait to start going to school. That school fees, rent, adulting is different. And we don't talk about it enough when diaspora people are going to the diaspora. We don't. So you are busy looking for school fees and paying your expenses, and people back home, your siblings and family, are already asking you for money. And it can be tough, because now you're conflicted. And you know you've left them maybe sometimes in a tougher place, so you want to help them, but you're also struggling.
I think that's the experience of most people in the US, especially those who went younger and specifically for education. I did. So I left home at 18 specifically to go study. So of course my priority is to go and get my degree. My priority wasn't to go and make money. So I think the diaspora is different. If your priority was to go and make money, then initially you land there, you should of course be working and maybe sending money back home. Starting to save, invest, and everything. But if you are going there to actually get an education, that should be your priority. And I actually realized that was the difference between me and a lot of the people my age who had to make that division. Do you stay in school? And suffer? Or do you actually go and start working and live your education? I chose the route of education. And the reason I did that, growing up, learning that education is what takes you to the next level. And because I knew I was always going to come back home, I thought to them,
you should say
I can make the money later. Let me get the education first. And that was my 18-year-old self. Who probably didn't know any better, but that was the decision that I made. But for me, I chose to stay in school. And because I chose to stay in school, and because also of making sure that I did things right, when I went there, you're in school. Lucky for me, I got to work at the school. Then we had this work study programs, and I was the assistant to the dean of the school. And it was Brenda Simmons, a lovely lady who took me up in her arm, under her belt, and I was working in the administration side of the school. Now I look back, it was a great experience because I got to learn how the education system works. Because I'm the assistant, I know what's going on with the dean. But back then, to tell you the truth, I didn't really like it, right?
No,
my friends.
And you're not paid as much as your friends who are working outside school.
Yes, but that's not my point here. My point here was most of us, because we were under student visas, right? I remember even because I'd gone there. My older sister was there, and we had friends. A lot of them used to work in the bookstore, in the cafeteria, and they all used to work together, and they used to have so much fun. And I'm in the office.
Now I do remember the stuff that the students that used to work. It's where you're focused. You're in an office environment. I'm in an office environment, and I have to be clean and proper. And my friends and sisters are all having the time of their lives because they're in a different, they're working, but they're in a different environment. So I never really appreciated the job at that time. And I'm like, I wish I was at the bookstore. I wish I was
on campus doing fun things.
Yeah.
But later on, I realized it was important I was in that particular job because what I learned made me ensure that I graduated on time.
Oh, yes, yes.
I learned the education system in the US, which made sure that I made the right decisions until I graduated. A lot of those people who went to school at the same time as me left and prioritized in other things. And then some of them graduated later. But and some didn't. But what I'm just saying is at that time I didn't know why I was put in that particular position. But I realized if I wasn't there, I wouldn't have actually gotten that experience to work in a work environment, to understand management, leadership, school system. So it was a good experience in hindsight. But when I was living it, I was like,
you didn't
you're not paying
understand
me
it.
enough. I'm not having fun.
You know, when I held this interview, a different episode with Solomon Wangwe of Goshen Acquisitions, we actually talked about those things. We talked about the decision to stay in school and not stay in school, and then also how what you go through back then was preparing you for today, and when you're in it you don't understand it, but later on you can look back and say, you know what, it prepared me for today, and for that I'm grateful. And one of the things I like about this podcast is everyone's story is different. Some have very great stories, some don't have great stories, but it's different, and you just learn to understand that that's how life is. And so you appreciate it for that. So but I'm glad you enjoyed it. I still can't believe you were in California. I think if I went to California that young, I probably would not have turned out the way I did. That would have been too much freedom for me.
That's what people say. But then I think it's also been on the right mentality. So what I learned very young is to balance, right? Then of course you're in Los Angeles, you want to have a good time with young, and I loved to do that. But in the morning school, you know how in high school you're backbencher? No. I'm at the front. Right? So it's about prioritizing, know what it is that you need to do. But yes, it's and life is about choices, right?
It's true.
What it is. True. So I think if you're intentional and have the right mentality, then you make the right decision. But it wasn't all glamour.
Right. I'm sure. Because you didn't have the money of the celebrities, the way we see them on TV.
So you are walking on a Dare Drive, right? You're not driving.
You're not driving.
You're walking on a Dare Drive and you're window shopping. You're not shopping, right? So it became very clear that, oh my God, yes, I'm living this life. I mean, there was a time even I had an apartment whereby when I opened my door, I'm seeing the Hollywood sign. Like, that was what it was. But understanding that at that particular time, at 18, 19, 20, I didn't have the cash to live the lifestyle that I had, which I think gave me the motivation to then say, you know what, I need to work really hard to get to that point where I make that money.